Peace. Once you activate this archetype within, you are activating your love, marriage, balance, fairness, beauty, and trust within. And this is the archetype of the Libra adjustment. And through understanding the kidneys, we understand the marriage within as well as the marriage without. As above, so below. The word archetype is a Greek word, archetypon, which means first molded. Carl Jung claimed that a fixed number of models that we all share without having been taught. And he reasoned that these archetypes are inner clues as to how we can grow into self-realization. The constellation Libra is Latin for scales or balance and is the 7th astrological sign. Libra has a cardinal air mode of expression. In other words, it represents our mental biases that we hold. Another way of saying this is justice or fairness, because justice and fairness are simply mental biases manifested. It does not mean that it is right or wrong. It is just what we simply believe. And Libra is ruled by Venus, so this is the mental side of beauty and love. Once again, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It does not mean that it is right or wrong or right and exact. So when it references beauty, it is a mental bias that we must hold if we view ourselves as beautiful or our partners as beautiful. Beauty cannot be judged objectively, for what one person finds beautiful or admirable may not appeal to another. Another way that we describe or understand the energy of Libra in this archetype is through the goddess Ma'at, the goddess of truth, justice, and balance. From Ma'at, we learn the concept of inner balance, which comes the hallmark of Libra. In understanding this archetype, we'll look at the tarot card, the Adjustment, in the Thoth Tarot deck, or Justice in the Rider-Waite. The Adjustment tarot card stands for uncompromising honesty and objectivity, the realization of cause and effect, and the background and consequences. Above all, the Adjustment is a symbol for balance of contrast and complementing one another. Also, Adjustment, the tarot card, is ruled by Libra, which emphasizes the energy of this card being all about balance and equilibrium, karmic cause and effect, and bringing a situation into balance, weighing the pros and cons. Adjustment and Libra are associated with the Hebrew letter Lamed. And to explain, Lamed means to learn and to teach. And according to Kabbalah, these are one and the same. In other words, one has to learn and teach in equal measure to achieve balance. One cannot simply learn everything and not teach it to others, because how would you learn things if somebody didn't think to teach you? One has to learn and teach in equal measure, and this is the Hebrew letter behind Adjustment in Libra. The 7th house correlates to the sign of Libra, which represents our primal balance and our ability to connect with others in close ways. As a result, human beings in relationship achieve balance when we learn and teach one another in equal measure, and this could be close relationships, personal relationships, or business relationships. You achieve balance when you learn and teach. And now, to understand this in the human body, we go to the archetype and we study the archetype in the ways of the kidneys.
You have 2 kidneys found in the lower middle of the back above the waist, one on each side of the spine. Each kidney is about the size of your fist and weighs about 1/4 pound. Blood travels to your kidneys through blood vessels called the renal arteries, and away from the kidneys through the renal veins. Urine is made in the kidneys and flows through tubes called the ureters to the bladder, where it is stored. When you urinate, the urine empties from the bladder through the urethra and then passes out of the body. The entire system is called the urinary tract.
Because Libra rules the kidneys, okay? The kidneys have a kind of a sixth sense in that they filter the blood. They instinctively know when the body is out of balance, and when it is, the kidneys correct it. So, in our bodies, there is a form of balancing. There is a form of understanding our ancestral life and our past life and the modality to purify the blood. And these are the records of who we are and where we come from. We would not know this if it wasn't for the kidneys. So within that sense, the kidneys activate our genetic potential. But if we're stuck in our failures, if we're stuck in our disappointments, these actually weaken the kidneys, and so we're not able to tap into our genetic birthright. Consequently, when we're led by our fears, this slows our thought process. Let's remember that Libra rules the mind, Libra rules the air, and how we view and understand our life is based upon this Libra principle. So if we look at life in a negative sense, then that is going to weaken our kidneys, and we're not going to be able to tap into our genetic potential. And as a result, fear leads to isolation and indifference, which crystallizes the kidneys and throws our whole entire life out of balance. So, to get the love that we need without, we have to establish the love that we need within, and this is found in the Libra adjustment archetype. When we learn and teach at equal measure, we establish balance, and we must establish that balance within. When we learn about our body and teach about our body in equal measure, we are activating our energy. And this archetype is activated when one has a mental approach to love that incites our equal amount of learning and teaching and balancing. Consequently, when we balance ourselves at an intimate level, we are enabling a commitment to commit, whether that commitment is to our body, to our partner, to our business, so forth and so on. And another word for this is marriage. In harmony between a man and his wife is unpardonable, no matter what may be the cause. It is unpardonable because it may destroy a man's chances of success, even though he has every attribute necessary for success. So I just want to say thank you. This is Astrology and Archetypes. This is the Libra and Adjustment Archetype. Be sure to check out all the other Astrology and Archetypes videos just by clicking on the playlist. And if there's anything that you need from me, be sure to email me at hoodmystic@gmail.com, and stay tuned for the next video where we deal with Scorpio and the sex organs. Peace.